Today I want to talk about a mindset that's not only dividing us, but it's also leaving many, many people lonely and frustrated. It's causing people to feel lost. And I know a lot of you guys have heard that term, red pill, blue pill, and a lot of you guys might even align yourselves with one side or the other. I'm not talking about like Matrix type red pill, blue pill either. What I'm talking about is men versus women. And if we get real about it, that mentality that's taking over social media and all of these platforms is nothing more than poison, men versus women. And it's taking us down a path that's creating isolation, not unity. And people say that I should stay in my lane because I've been married for 24 years. But here's the truth. My relationship has not been fairy tales and unicorns for all those 24 years. And my relationship has not been an accident either. Keeping it together is something that my wife and I have worked our asses off for through thick and thin. And if there's anybody that can talk about what it takes to keep a relationship together, I do believe I would qualify. Because I know from experience what it takes to keep a relationship together. I know what it takes to build a life together. And I know how powerful that can actually be. Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name is Chad, and I'm gonna go over my perspective on this red pill, blue pill nonsense that seems to be taking over everybody's mind. I can't say everybody, more general, millions of people's minds. Understand, I'm not blind to the challenges that are existing today, and I don't admire anybody that has to go out there into the dating pool and deal with the nonsense that's going on. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, red pill or blue pill. That's irrelevant. Because anymore, the way that people meet, the constant distractions from social media, I understand it's a whole new world out there. And like I said, I don't envy you, but I do know for certain that there is hope. I know people of every background, every gender, every race that are struggling right now to find companionship. And it's not because they're not good people, but it's because of this division that's pitting men versus women, or women versus men. It's making it difficult, it's making it hard to find the value in a true partnership or relationship. Because it seems like anymore, men feel that they don't need women and women feel that they don't need men. At least men say they don't need women and women say they don't need men. And that narrative that men don't need women or women don't need men, that's a fucking lie. Not only is that a lie, but that's an extremely damaging lie. And that lie is also creating resentment and loneliness on both sides. We're buying into this idea that somehow people are better off alone, or that the opposite gender is our enemy, or the opposite race is our enemy. And that's working. And people are more isolated, they're more closed off, way more than ever in history. We're all forgetting a fundamental truth here. Men and women are not designed to compete with each other. They're designed to complement each other. I'm not talking about one being more powerful than the other or one being better than the other. I'm talking about mutual support, balance, and how we can all work together. Because ultimately, when we all work together, we're going to be stronger than we ever could be by ourselves or alone. And this division is causing loneliness on both sides. Because if you take a look around and you look, all this division is doing is creating more and more loneliness. If you look around, you're going to see that men are feeling, or men are being more isolated, and women are being more guarded. And that's why finding a real companionship or a real relationship can be such a powerful thing. It's one of the most powerful things that you can do in your life. Because relationships are about connection, understanding, and growth. They're about teamwork and being able to overcome all these difficult obstacles in your life as a team and not alone. Because shitty people are shitty people. We need to understand that behavior has absolutely nothing to do, or we need to understand that behavior has absolutely nothing to do with gender. It's all about the person and their character. The person who's hurtful, likes to play games, enjoys disrespecting each other, or disrespecting others, that person's going to do that regardless of their gender, no matter what. It doesn't matter their gender, their race, their religion, or their background. So don't let the actions of a person or of people convince you that an entire gender or race is against you. Here's an example. If my next door neighbor is a racist and he happens to be white, does that mean that I'm racist? Let's say he's black and he's racist. Does that mean my friend that's black is racist? Race, gender, religion, all that. It has nothing to do with a shitty person. A shitty personality, a shitty attitude, that's all on that person. Bad experiences might sting a bit, but that's not the rule. We're being blinded by the good that's actually out there, or blinded from the good that's actually out there. Because we have to realize that sexism and racism, it's always going to exist, and there's nothing that we can do about it. We cannot regulate our way out of it. We can't silence those people. We can keep them from speaking, but we cannot change their mind. Because we will never live in a world without some sort of prejudice or ignorance. It's not going to happen. Because the world isn't perfect, and hate has always existed in some form. But we have a choice. We can either buy into that hate, we can buy into that division, which is making people more bitter and more isolated, or we can all decide to rise above that shit. Because we all need each other. And that's not just some fucking idealistic dream. That is a fact. Human beings, us as human beings, we by nature are social creatures. We need community. Community, it's not just a luxury, it's a necessity. And when you buy into this hate, all you are doing is confirming your bias. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. Blame somebody else for your pain and your discomfort and your shitty situation, or those disappointments that you faced. It's easy to turn on the TV and pull up social media and start scrolling and let that scrolling and that nonsense fuel your frustrations and continue to fuel that victim mentality that's in your mind. This might sound harsh, but I have zero compassion for victims. Victims are manipulators, and they're people that aren't willing to look themselves in the mirror and fix their situation and own what has gone wrong in their lives. They're constantly seeking validation. They're constantly trying to bring people down and feel sorry for them. You know, there's a dude, he's a YouTuber, his name is Linville Williams, I think, something like that. The dude sits in his car and he does more of a stoic type speaking. And he said it best the other day. He said that generational victim mentalities are being handed out just like generational poverty. And that's a fact. Because people believe that when they're in poverty, when they're impoverished, they believe that they can't get out. They believe that they're not able to rise above that fucking poverty and achieve something in their life and do something great with their lives or for themselves or for other people around them, and it's complete nonsense. If you're a victim, that's in your mind. You need to realize that you're a victim and you need to get the fuck out of that. And if you don't like my swearing, I am unapologetically me and I'm not gonna change for shit. The more that we feed into this frustration, the more that shit grows. We end up seeking out that anger and finding reasons to justify it, and instead of working on our own healing. But in reality, blaming other people for your victim mentality and your shitty situation does nothing but lock you in more and more, deeper and deeper into that fucked up mentality. And all you're doing is you are hurting yourself, not other people. And when you're a victim, when you have a victim mentality or a victim mindset, all you're doing is you're looking to confirm your bias. And you know what? You're gonna find it. And because when you're stuck in that mentality, when you're stuck in that mindset, you will go out of your way to find confirmation. You'll go out of your way to find proof that everybody else is to blame. It's the politician, it's the gender, it's the race, it's this, it's that, it's not my fault. Why can't I get ahead? Why can't I catch a break? That's one of my favorite ones. You sit around pitching the poop with your friends, venting about how all men are this or all women are that. But what do you truly get out of that? What does that do for you? What does that do to better your situation? How does that help you in any way, shape, or form in your life? How is that helping you move forward? In what way does that help improve your situation? It doesn't. And all it does is keep you in a cycle of resentment, making you feel more isolated or causing yourself to be more isolated, filling yourself with resentment, and ultimately making you more miserable. And ultimately, both sides are guilty of this. No one side is worse than the other. And I get it. I understand the statistics. 80% of suicides are men. There's only one homeless shelter or for for battered spouses, for men in the country. I understand all of these. I understand this. I know the statistics. It's the people, not the gender. Because both men and women are guilty of this, and they're both buying into this division. They're buying into the system that encourages this division. People are feeling the need or the necessity to work 2 jobs instead of just 1, so that they can just afford to live. I mean, we're building walls instead of bridges. We need to be building bridges together and focus on winning. We're losing sight of what is actually important, and that's relationships, that's respect, and that's real connection. We need to get back to prioritizing relationships over material things. We're becoming obsessed with money, status, and things that ultimately don't matter. It's fine to want success. It's fine to have nice things. Buy nice things. I say it all the time. You should have nice things. We all should have nice things. You should want to work hard. You should want to find that success. You should want to have those nice things. But when those things become more important than the people around you, you're doing nothing but setting yourself up for miserable disappointment and loneliness. Relationships and community, I mean, that's what makes life meaningful. We need to get back to learning or to understanding how to value people again, and stop falling for that lie that material success is like the route to happiness. We have to learn how to love again. Somehow, some way, we need to find our way back to love and mutual respect. We need to stop letting that propaganda machine tell us that we need to be enemies, because at the end of the day, this division is doing nothing but killing us. And people somehow are believing in their own minds that we're better off alone, or that they're better off on their own. And in the end, that's doing nothing but leaving them feeling empty. It's up to us to push back against this trend, to show that true connection, true partnership, because that's one of the key ingredients that leads to happiness. Our purpose is to create a legacy. At the end of the day, what are we here for? We're here to build something that outlasts us, something that goes beyond just ourselves. We're here to create a legacy and to contribute to something bigger than ourselves. And that will never happen if we're constantly fighting each other and isolating ourselves from one another. And if we're going to leave something behind, something worthwhile behind, we need to stop focusing on petty division and start working on building something, building a foundation of something for the future. So here's the hard truth. This division between men and women is not helping anyone. And it's time that people start waking up again and realize that we need each other, and not as enemies, but as allies, as people that bring love, support, and balance to each one of our lives, or to each other's lives. And this idea, this red pill, blue pill concept or idea that one side needs to win over the other side, or that one side is winning over the other side, or one side is taking it in the shorts more than the other side, it's nonsense. And the real victory is in building connection. It's in building something that's real. And that's the truth that's hard to swallow. And if you're able to see it, I can assure you, your life can become more fulfilling than you ever imagined. If you made it this far, do me a favor and go in the comment section and write that word love. Just that one word, love. Let's bring some positivity from this extremely negative topic. Let's love each other, let's love one another, and let's share that love with each other. I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you guys for showing up. I appreciate your generosity, those super thanks that you guys are giving me. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of the support that every one of you guys are giving me, man. It truly means the world to me, and I love every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you're showing up for yourselves. Thank you for showing up for me, and I hope all of you has a wonderful day. Peace.